Hey, welcome everybody. Sorry it's been a little while since I've streamed, but I definitely had the time today, so this is what we're doing. This is my first hour of the day. Normally I should have 2 hours by now, but it is what it is. So today we're going to work on 3 pieces. We're going to work on the Estudio number 3 by Barrios, which I've done for a while, which I've been practicing for a while. And then I also have the Prelude from Suite BWV 997 by Bach. We'll go over that. And then I started working on a piece by Villalobos, Prelude number 5. I heard someone play it on YouTube. Amazing guitarist. Her name is Anabel Montesinos from Spain. Unbelievable player. And I saw her play that, and I was just... the piece just kind of... She brought it to life. I mean, it's just amazing. I haven't heard a rendition that matches hers. Other people play it, but for whatever reason, I really like the way she does it. And so... yeah, so I just decided to learn that one too. Let's see. I've done something to my index. You know what? Might as well. For many that have been watching my streams, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you'd like to make a small donation or perhaps subscribe to my Patreon, there are some links in the description. Okay, so since that's out of the way, let's go ahead and continue. Let's see if I'll put it up really close, see if you can see it. I really want to show you, so I'm going to actually... It's kind of nerdy. There. Let me go over here. So I actually, got rid of a lot of this side that is closer to the string. And I'll stop there. And that seems to help because my index nail specifically, it curves down. So first of all, it's got to be shorter because of that. And second of all, I wanted to bypass it by making the larger portion of the ramp just beyond the middle of my nail. And that seemed to help. When I did it initially, I was totally blown away. Because when I use my index finger, there's always something in the back of my head saying, please don't catch, please don't catch, please don't catch. It's always been that way. And when I first did this experiment, that voice was actually beginning to silence itself because I would still say that in the back of my head, but it wouldn't catch. And then, it wouldn't catch. Well, it's not catching. What's going on? So even right now, that feels amazing. Does it still catch? Occasionally it still catches. If I'm too lazy and I don't file my nail, or actually no, not that I'm lazy, but when I file my nails, I buff them. I don't bother reshaping. And then once they get too long, then I'll file them down and then start buffing them again. But that point in time where they need to be filed down, this is pretty much like my alarm system. Okay, it's catching more than it should, which is actually less than it used to. And then I gotta, file my nails, make it shorter. But again, that curve on my index finger, I'm bypassing it by shortening it. So the curve doesn't have time to actually grow. But also the string starts where the curve is essentially and then goes beyond it. So I do have to mess around with my angle of the hand a little bit. But overall, it's been a huge improvement. So yes. Let's see. A couple other things. I guess I'm going to chat for a little bit. I performed the Estudio. This one, which I'll be practicing today for you. But I did it slow. I did it at around a tempo of 73, 74. So what's that? Something like this. The whole thing. I didn't worry about dynamics. I didn't worry about any sort of musical aspects. I just play it straight, play it at that tempo, play it clean. That was sort of my goal. And I still fumbled, but I can more or less play the whole thing from beginning to end. I changed some fingerings around. I think I mentioned it in the last stream. I don't remember, so I'll mention it again. But before I do that, I'm going to talk about something else. I'll be playing it again at an open mic, a local open mic out here. So I'll be doing that on Tuesday. It's gotten a little bit faster. And I've really had to work on that third section. Since we're talking about that, I have the suite up. You know what? I'm going to show you here. Uh-oh, I think my mouse battery's dying. Yeah. So, is it this one? No, it's not. Is it this one? No, there it is. Stop. Oh my goodness. Why did it do that? My dock all of a sudden doesn't want to disappear, so it's kind of in the way. Let me bring it down. I'm just screwing everything up right now. I'm sorry, guys. What the hell just happened? Okay. I think that's good for now, but that dock is annoying me. See, now I lost my train of thought. Now I don't know what I was going to talk to you about. The third section. And this ties into, where is the third section? I actually lost the music, but I memorized it because I've been practicing it for so long. There it is. Right there on the bar. I'll bring it up to the top of the page. Right there. So bar on the 3rd fret. Right there. No, is that? No, that's not it. What am I doing? There it is. It's on the bottom. It's on the bottom of this page. Okay, let's try this again. Right there. Bar on the 7th. Or is that 8th? I can't see it. 12, 11, 10, 9 on the 8th fret. Okay, so before I talk about this, I was thinking, because I've been struggling with this part for a long time. This third section has really just been a thorn in my side. I've been trying really hard to make it smooth, make it clean, make it sound flawless, like it's effortless, even though it's really hard. And as I was doing it, I was trying to find ways to approach it. And then randomly one day, as I was practicing, I thought, you know what? This would be a good video to make on how to practice this section. I thought, you know what? How to practice. Why don't I start a video series called How to Practice, or How to Practice the Classical Guitar. And anytime I come across a situation where I'm struggling or things that I think, are worth sharing, then I'll make a video out of it. And I'll use the example. Some of the examples I'll use would be from pieces that I'm working on, but maybe also pieces that are easier but have the same sort of situation. Say you're having to deal with the same skill set, and you're having to approach it in the same way. And making them bite-sized videos, like, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, nothing too long, just get in there, tell you what you need to know, get out, that's it. And because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I'm perusing through YouTube, when the intro's long, it's like, okay, I just skip. If it's like over 10 seconds, I skip. Even 5 seconds, I'll literally skip to the 6th second. So I'm thinking just get in there, tell you what needs to be said, and then just finish it off. So that's something I'm considering, and this would probably be the first one. So let me just talk to you about how I practice this part and how you can apply it to another piece. So we'll start there. So let's see. Here's the problem. The chords are difficult. Okay, the chords are difficult to land. So the first thing I did was just, well, let me play the piece. This section sounds like this with mistakes, and I'll just play it. Oops. That's pretty much it. Okay, I stopped in between each chord, but you get the idea. Let me move this over. So what I did, there are many ways to approach this. So the first thing I did was, okay, I just got to land these chords right. So how should I say this? So I was trying to make it legato, right? I'll slow it down and try and make it in time. Wait. Now I just forgot what I was playing. Oh, I remember. There it is. so I was trying to make that legato, but I would always hear a break from one chord to the next. And I was like, what's going on? So I thought to myself, okay, I got to make it legato. So let's see, what should I do? So the last note I play is the bar here. So what I'm going to try and do is move to the next note, but keep the bar down if possible, obviously. So the next note is this note, but I'm going to use my third finger for it. So what I have to do is, so my bar's still down, but I'm starting to move over. And once I play this, I can let go of the bar, ideally. But if you let go sooner, that's okay. But the idea is try to hold on to that bar, so you create the illusion that, or you actually do successfully execute the note, this note, you allow it to ring over into the next chord change. Like so, okay? And so then I thought, okay, I obviously need to apply that to all of them. And then I thought about it, I was like, well, the first thing, even before that, let me just play the chords. So I just blocked them out. So in this video that I'm thinking of, how to practice number 1, first thing you're gonna do, just play the chords. Hey, Rita, can you remind me which software you use to transcribe with? I'm assuming you're talking about the video where I was rewriting the one of Bach's preludes. I was using I use Dorico, or if it's called, I don't know if it's Dorico or Dorico, Dorico. That's what I use. I used to use Sibelius, but I had that one for a long time and I needed an upgrade, so I just purchased that one. So anyways, continuing. First thing I did was just, here's the chord, here's the chord, here's the chord, here's the chord. And I wasn't trying to speed it up. I wasn't trying to do anything fancy. I was just play the chord. That's step number 1. Excuse me, take all the time you need. That's all I did. Okay, I would do. So what I do now is I do that for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I'll just repeat it, kind of like warming up, even though it's already the beginning of my practice session. That's it. Okay, what you could do is you could try and, you might as well try and make sure all of the notes are balanced. You don't want to get this or, right? Everything's balanced, where you can hear everything. That's obviously, that's ideal. Do you have to? No, but after a while you probably should. Okay? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing I did was, okay, so let me go ahead and make these legato. So what I showed you earlier, oops. The arpeggio is not what I'm practicing right now. It's the switch, so let me show you again. Okay, same concept. So now this is the last note. The first note of the next arpeggio is here. So I want to do my best to hold on to this note as I make the switch. Boom. Okay, now onto this chord. Actually, I should have shown you earlier, but I was doing one step at a time. Well, let me just finish it off. This one you can't do. This one you can't do. Wait. Shoot, it's going so slow I can't seem to put it all together. And then it was this one. And it was this one. Oh, okay. And then, oh no, you can. No, can you? No, you can't. Because the last note you play in this chord is a part of the bar. And then the first note of the first note of the next chord is also with your index finger, so you have to lift it. So that one's a little difficult. Okay, so there we go. Those are the 2 steps so far. Step 1, just play the chord. Play the chord, what have you. Step 2, be very mindful of connecting the last note of the previous chord in this arpeggio. Be very mindful of connecting the last note of the arpeggio of one chord into the first note of the arpeggio of the next chord. Last note, first note, okay? And then the third thing, and this I always tell my students, It's almost automatic now. Well, no, it is automatic. When you play the arpeggio, only put down the fingers as you're about to play them. It's going to become way too difficult to put the whole chord down. And it's not necessary. It's an arpeggio that's going fourth, first, third, second, third. So when you go from, for example, the first chord to the second chord, okay, dun, dun, dun. I'm rolling the chord down. Okay, like that. See that? Okay, and those are the three big steps. Now the fourth step that I was watching out for was obviously making sure it's clean. So not stopping, making sure my fingers are not touching other strings, which I get a lot here. Sometimes I'll miss that. One of these strings will be scuffed for whatever reason, like that. Let's see. This one. I noticed that my index finger, I'd stop it somehow. I think when I placed my pinky on the third string, I'd inadvertently touch the fourth string. So keeping that first note of the arpeggio ringing, and that's more specific maybe to this example, but keeping this note ringing. Keeping this note ringing, same note. Or you can't because you gotta lift it. But letting it ring as much as possible. But here, letting this note ring, letting this note ring. Okay? And once you sort of put all those together, it begins to sound more seamless. It sounds like there isn't as much effort being put into it. Like you're not sweating bullets. At least it doesn't sound like you're sweating bullets. It's still difficult. You know, my hand gets tired. Plus my hand gets tired by the time I get to that part. So, so that would be basically more streamlined. That would basically be the how-to video #1, how to practice classical guitar #1, or something like that. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. I think that's a great idea, because there aren't a lot of tutorials online for classical, at least on YouTube, for classical guitar. And I thought maybe some bite-sized approaches would be ideal. Obviously, I've done all of these sagredas, but that's very specific to that particular piece. But maybe these you can apply to your own playing. So now I just have to find the time to make the video. But there it is. Okay, so having said that, let's just do a little bit of that first, and then we'll just go on from there. And then at the end, before I move on to the next piece, I'll run through the whole thing. One more thing. I think I mentioned this, but there are some sections where you have to do some scalar runs. I don't know if you remember that. I was always struggling with that, so I changed the fingering. And it's not in the PDF. You're not going to see it. But I went from here to here, and I found that to be easier. And I kind of a part of me says to me, a part of me is saying that I'm bypassing a part of the study. Like, well, there are scalar runs because it's a study. You should be practicing your scalar runs. But a part of me says it makes sense because there's a lot of arpeggios, and you're just making it even more arpeggio-like. So I'm kind of torn. But it works. So let me just give you a quick example of that. So this, let me slow down. I haven't practiced this in this way in a while. Something. That now becomes, sorry, bad example, but that now becomes this. Even that's bad. Okay, and that seems to work for me. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so let me just go ahead and warm up a little bit. Although I kind of feel like I've already warmed up almost enough, but I gotta cut my nails. They're kind of long. But so this is all I do. And sometimes I'll use a metronome. Sometimes I won't. I still flub this chord from time to time. And this one too. This one's difficult for me. But yeah, I was watching these videos of people playing this piece, and I was like, how are they doing that? Like they play it like it's nothing. And then you got some people that are struggling like me. Okay, I understand you. But anyways. So I'm just, putting into action my future how-to practice video number 1. Wait. That wasn't even. There we go. Always good to listen to the sound you're producing, even if that's not your focus. It should always be, that's like your foundation. That's always your focus on top of whatever else. Got to develop that critical ear. Just checking the lighting. Now you guys can see. Yeah, I opened the blinds, but I also have the LED lights. So I think that should be good. All right. Yeah, even that my hand gets kind of tired, but that's probably a part of that is probably, well, obviously the chords, the barring, but a part of that is just all the work I've been doing outside. Okay. So now I'll just go ahead and add this arpeggio, but I'm not gonna put them all together. I'm just gonna this one. Specifically this chord. I gotta watch that. And I gotta watch the 4th string. When I lift my 3rd finger, sometimes I get that 4th string to ring. So I have to be careful there. That's specific to this. So quickly is the goal, but comfortably. Yeah. So some people call this deliberate practice, which I do call it from time to time. Oops. Now because this one's always dirty. Come on. There we go. Because I'm not putting the chords together, I'm actually okay with making the arpeggio a little bit faster. But if I'm playing it, everything's a little bit slower when I connect the dots. Something like this. I'll show you in a second. Yeah, you're only going to catch all those very subtle mistakes if you're listening. Otherwise, you're never going to reach that level where, that'll separate you from the next person because maybe they're not doing that. just trying to make everything ring for as long as possible. That's also like a type of glue that keeps everything, just makes it sound good. Oops. So depending on how bad a section is, I mean, you could spend a lot of time just on like a 4-bar thing. And this is no exception. There we go. See, I'm speeding it up. But still not connecting them yet. Come on. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna slow it down now, and then I'm gonna connect them, see how good it is. It's not perfect, but let's see. There we go. Okay, it sounds pretty seamless. And sometimes it doesn't. I almost dropped that one. The nail got in the way. I was sort of digging into the fretboard there. It's okay. Not clean. I'm also noticing the arpeggio starts to get quiet sometimes. I noticed it in that run. So I have to watch for that. Got quiet again. Probably heard the 4th string on that one. Yeah, it still needs a lot of work, but it's better than it was. And I do this every day. I've been really good about practicing. I've been doing 2 hours at least every day, 3 on occasion, 4, but averaging about 2.5 to 3 hours. And I stopped. I started to have longer practice sessions, but then I started to feel it in my wrist. So I had to stop. So I took it easy one day or a couple days, and then I went back to hour blocks. But I was doing 2-hour blocks for a week, I think, and then it was just my wrist couldn't handle that. So hour blocks, totally okay. Sloppy but connected. used to the short nail on my index finger, and that's causing a little bit of a problem here. But overall, that's how I've been practicing this piece. I work on that and then spot practice a couple of other sections, and then I just run through it. It's still dirty, but you know, like I said, I think at one point I realized how fast I wanted to be able to play this at. I said, you know what, this is gonna take months. This is I'm not gonna mess around. So I could just do that. Getting rid of all the fret buzzes. That's a chore, for sure. I get a lot of them. Always have. They're all over the place. Probably my best one, even though some of the notes got a little quiet. I'll probably only get 2 hours today. One now and then one before bed. It's definitely an improvement. It's taken a lot of time to get there. All right, so let me go ahead and play it. Usually I'll spot practice a couple of other parts, but let's just see. Get a good tempo marking. All right, lately I've just been using my web browser. Just type in metronome in the web browser and then it just pops up on Google and I just control it through there. That way I can just stay away from my phone. I've been trying to stay away from my phone. And this week, if any of you guys have the iPhone screen time that pops up, tells you how many hours of screen time you get over the week. Pops up Sunday mornings, 9:30. I minimized it to about 20, 30 minutes, which is pretty good. But that literally means I'm just nowhere near my phone ever. So I don't answer texts very often. What was I doing? Metronome. Okay. But yeah, average I'm going to say is like 3 to 5 hours, 8 hours of screen time. Yeah, if you don't have it, if you have an iPhone, if you don't get that, I suggest turning it on. Look in the settings, I don't know where, but turn it on so you can see for yourself over the course of a week how many hours of screen time you get. But minimizing it to 20 to 30 minutes, that's probably impossible for most. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that screen off, leave it playing. So this is 78. Let's see what it sounds like. Zip Zap, hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by. You missed a good little intro. I talked about some practicing tips, but I'm just running through studio number 3, as you can see on the screen. Actually, let me, boom. I'm not going to be able to obviously scroll as I play, but that's the one. You know, I've been working on this for a while now. January, 2 months, maybe even late December. All right, here we go. So again, I'm not working on any sort of musical stuff. Like you'll see all these markings, get loud here, get soft here, change your color here, all this stuff. I'm just trying to get this thing clean. And that's already hard enough. Oh, here we go. So there it is. Obviously still needs a lot of work, but it's coming a long way. I mean, I can play the whole thing at steady tempo from beginning to end, you know, you can sort of hear the parts that I messed up on twice on, specifically this one. I have a hard time there. It's this. My first finger is not, doesn't seem, it doesn't, it's not accurate enough. Like that. Oh. Another thing that I'm thinking of for a how-to video, how to practice video, is I'm noticing in my journey to try and get my index finger to stop, the nail on my index finger to stop catching. Before I changed the shape, I was trying to work with the shape I had, and I was making some fine-tuned adjustments with my hand. And so when I was practicing a piece, let's say it was this one, anytime I used my index finger, I would always prepare first and then play. So for example, and the idea behind that was to try and train myself to be pinpoint accurate every single time I use that finger without having to think about it. So every time I play it, like I said, I would make sure I'd adjust, I stop, prepare, adjust. Okay, I know it's not going to catch, and then I'd play. And it started to improve. You know, I could do it with less time. I could think of all of those things with less and less time. But then I just, on a whim, I was like, let me try this. And it seemed to work. So, but that's definitely still a viable, I think I can make a video out of that. Being mindful every single time you make an attack with your finger. Like so before you even attack the string, you know it's not going to catch. Or you produce the sound that you want to produce. So there's that. Okay, so wow, we're almost already 45 minutes in. We'll go a little bit longer than an hour since I did talk for a while in the beginning. So let's go over the Bach Prelude. Let's turn this off. And let's turn this one on. Boom. Good. Okay, so I managed to finger most of it. The last bit of it, I did not write down the fingers. Why did I not write down the fingers? I said, you know what? Just play it. Just go with it. I think you'll end up, in my mind, I was like, you'll end up, playing it the same way each and every time. And for the most part, that's happening. But occasionally I do catch myself, wait, I played this with this finger last time. So, or maybe it's just my rationale for being lazy. But okay, so I've been doing this in sections because it's a difficult piece and it seems to work. I haven't played this actually from beginning to end, so you know what? Let me make an attempt now. But let me just run through a couple of parts first. It's just a lot of notes. A lot of notes. I actually haven't played the beginning in a while because I've been working on the latter half. Let's see if there's anything I could talk about. Not really. I feel like I'm still not really focused a lot on the musical side of things and just be able to play it. And that's just proving difficult enough. You know what? I'll just go from the beginning. And I'll play it in sections. I'll stop and stuff like that. I'm not going to obviously play through the whole thing. But here's the suite. Here's the prelude to the suite. BWV 997. Let's see. Let's start over. I'm ignoring the fingers. Just trying to, play for those that are watching, but this is a practice session, so let me reset. Let me go back to practice mode here. Let's see. Trying to stop the first string. It's just so because it should sound. What did I do there? Measure 6, by the way. That's what it is. I like to use my ring finger, and sometimes I use my finger. I use that finger without thinking about it, even though what I wrote down is M-I, M-I, M-I. I don't know how many of you guys crack your knuckles, but I was always told it's bad for you, but it just feels so good, Stop that bass. Come on. Confusing. Measure 16. If you can see it, yeah, you should be able to see it. The fingers that I chose for whatever reason. It makes sense, but confusing. Okay, we'll stop there. So what I need to work on, what did I want to talk about? Measure 10. No, measure 9. So we have measure 9. We have these notes that are being held. I kind of want to hold on to, just like in measure 9. So in measure, scatterbrain. Let's see. Just like this note, this C in measure 9. I want to hold on to the A. I have to let it go for the bar, but I am holding on to it over the C. On the third string. Yeah, it's C natural. And then this one, I kind of want to hear that F sharp ring. And then I want to hold on to all of these notes that are, I don't know if I should. I mean, I can, but I'm not sure if it makes sense. But just listen on listening to it, it makes sense. So on measure 11, holding on to the E, letting the E ring. And then makes sense to me. So let me slow it down. Wait, where am I? Playing from memory, and I'm staring into and sometimes I play from memory while looking at the page, but I'm not looking at the page. I'm just staring into nothingness. Actually, that makes sense. Because you're repeating this phrase, ba-ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. So that could be two separate parts, right? Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, and then ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. So if you hear those or you see those, if you're seeing those as two separate parts, then it does make sense because you want it to ring over the three notes, da-da-dum, and then it continues, da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe that's what I was hearing and seeing without actually hearing and seeing it. I'm ignoring the right hand fingers. Let's try that again. I want to also, for whatever, I like on measure 13. Can you see measure 13? Yes. I like letting that first string ring in the middle of the measure. And then in the next measure, the C natural, the very first note, over the F and the E. And then the A over the E and D sharp. Because you can also see those as two separate voices too. So you have in measure 13, the beginning of measure 13, you have bum, 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 and then bum, bum, ba-da, and then you have, and then second voice, and then second voice. Like the second voice is just two notes, ba-dum, ba-dum. It could just be one, but that's how I hear it. That's why. I don't know if you hear that. I'll try it one more time. I'm going to separate it, see if you can hear it. Oops. Maybe not. I don't know. That's hard. I bracketed that off. I remember bracketing this off the first time I looked at this a couple years back. Let me scroll down a little bit so that. Stop. Why is it highlighting? Why is it doing that? Okay. I'll do this right here. It's already 3 o'clock. So I'll start on measure 13. Measure 16 is confusing. Fingers. I think I mentioned that already. N-A-I. is almost the same thing, but let's just jump in there. So I'm gonna start on measure, if you can see it, yeah, measure 20. For those of you that may not have seen my first stream when I went over this, the stream where I first went over this, the measure 21, the third group of the third count, I changed the notes because there's an asterisk there and he talks about possibilities according to other manuscripts. So I'm actually playing G, B, A, G, even though it's written as G, A, B, G. Hopefully we're following along there, I don't know. Anyways, I changed some of the notes based off of the other options that this book provides. Sounds a little choppy, but I haven't really been focusing on that. I'm playing the notes. Measure 22. Stop bass notes. I love this part. When I play it right. Ah! 37. Oh, let me scroll down. I'm having fun. You know what? I might start. I'll start at the top of the page of what you see, 22. And let's see if I can get through the rest of this page. But you can see, I've been practicing. I have not been slacking off, but it's just very sloppy. Probably should. I have to go on. Thanks for sharing. Tomorrow, good request for. Oh, sweet. Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by, Zip Zap. Yeah, all right. Well, let me know how that goes. And yeah, working on the fingering is just, it takes some time for sure. You take it easy now. And good luck with that. Okay. Measure 22, top of the page of what you see. And now my index finger's catching again. So that's a problem. Gotta reset my brain. Oops. All of a sudden this has become really difficult. I should connect that F to the E. This note to this note. M, A. There are two options in measure 29 for the fingering, because I think I was using a pencil without an eraser. So I just wrote it above. And I didn't even bother scratching off the first option, the one that's written on the underneath the top one. Here I also feel like I should let these notes ring. Let's see. Actually, in measure 31, it actually continues. I overlooked that, but playing it now, I can hear it. So let's see. There, next part. Sloppy, but I'm kind of just having fun with it so you can see what it sounds like, although you probably already know what it sounds like. All right, let's finish it off. Yeah, I haven't played through this piece like this, I don't think ever, just kind of running through it. Okay, measure 40. This is where it gets a little dicey. If I could just get that pattern down. It's just a pattern. Goes 1, 2, 3, 6 bars. Measure 47, we're just gonna finish it off. So you can see where it's at. Oops. That's a really bad trill. And there it is. Yeah. But man, this music, man, it's amazing. It just takes forever to learn. So I want to talk about the end, this trill. I remember learning the proper trill for different finger for using the utilization of all your fingers for fast trills. And it was only ever something I very briefly touched on. It wasn't something I needed to use because I didn't learn a lot of Baroque, and you really use this technique for Baroque often. So, anyways, and I was trying to remember. I was like, what the heck? And then I remembered you had to alternate fingers. So, anyways, here's what it is. It's wait, what is it? Shoot, I forgot it. Something like this. Okay, so I'll just do this. Middle, thumb, ring, index. Middle, thumb, ring, index. We're just playing the same two strings, so not very good at it. And you can use any sort of pattern as long as you're alternating the fingers. So that's what I'm going to try and, execute. Maybe I should go ring, index, since I'm using my thumb when I'm playing my ring finger. So I'm going to go A, I, M, P. I should do it really fast. I can't do that. I get confused. I kind of trip over my fingers. I just have to practice it. And then it's just this. Not a bar. Not a full bar. So there you have it. There's the Bach. That's where it is. I'm still practicing the waltz, not the Venezuelan waltz. Venezuelan waltz. Waltz number 3. That's getting better. That's going to be this one. Sloppy, but I got it underneath my fingers now. That's still hard. That chord specifically, I don't know why. I guess all of it still needs work, but I could play it sloppy at tempo. But I'm just learning it on the side, here and there, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's not the main focus right now. So here's the prelude. Boom. Prelude by Villalobos. Beautiful piece, beautiful piece. So here's the first part. No fingerings. I'm still just kind of familiarizing myself with it. But, oh shoot, it's already 3:30. Okay. I was hoping to practice. I was hoping to stop, run an errand, come back, get another hour in. And then stop at 5. I don't know if, okay, well. All right, anyways, sound like this. So there's the first part. I've been playing that for a while, but for whatever, it's not sticking, but it's getting there. I really love the chord at the end, the minor. Oops. Just seems so random. And it's a nice surprise. Like, I was not expecting that. But it sounds good. Okay, into the next page. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, the things I need to work on, obviously, just cleaner tone. Really important that you have the balance of the voices. And then we're actually going back to the beginning of the stream where I talked about the Studio. You can practice as you're practicing these chords, right? Keeping everything even. Okay? And you're going to be having to do that in this prelude all over the place. So not the first chord because you're going to roll that. Well, I roll it. But even the very next count. Nice and even. All of this. Nice and even. Nice and even. Nice and even here. Nice and even here. Maybe bring out the melody there. Yeah. And then that's going to be a little bit of a... So that'll be something I need to practice. Because the melody's... Dum, da, da, dum, bum, and I want it to sound seamless. Yeah. There we go. That, I need to work on that. That one always sounds a little thin. Excuse me. Legato. Yeah, so I'm actually doing a little bit of this, you know, in the name of good legato. See? Oops, wrong bass note again. And then doing everything I can to get that middle voice to come out, because the middle voice is playing the melody, this, but it's playing it a step down, an octave and a step down. So not here, but it's starting here. Wait, shoot, yeah. I guess technically, according to what's written, the melody starts here. But if you're playing the chord, you could probably just make a strong case for the D here as the first note of that melody, even though it's not written in that way. But anyways, letting all of those notes be heard on top of the chords. Right there. It's just echoing what you're about to play. Right. And then the end, I was working, this is what I was doing. Let's see. Balance of voices always is going to be an issue here. Always on the back of my mind. But here, getting that chord, because you can't prepare your thumb, because then you stop the bass note and you create a disconnect. So really important. Pinky's not on until you play the chord. That was a good one. And then the beautiful B minor. Not squeak. And then a really cool part, sounds like this, second page. Meno, so slower. So I keep hearing a cello. You'll see why. Isn't that just amazing? It's such a nice little, if I can play it right. Sounds good. And then it continues. Let's try it again. Pretty good. I was working on that last night, but it's just so the melody, the bass is going down, the inner voice of the chord is going up. I played that kind of quickly. Let's see. I could probably back off on the bass there. And then it starts over. But it changes. Some diminished chords. This is what I was working on today, or yesterday too. And then the diminished chords sound, see if I could paint a picture here. Like you got this beautiful cello just kind of playing, just gorgeous. And then you got this just random burst of emotion. I don't know what emotion that'd be. Anger, frustration, or surprise. I don't know. But this random burst, and those, I'm talking about the diminished chords. So, and just randomly. I should probably play, I want to play it faster. And then it goes back into this calming. Hopefully I'm making sense. So you got this juxtaposition, this really beautiful calm, and then someone just kind of just throws something in it for like a split second, and then it just kind of goes away. So that's what I kind of want to, that's what I'm going for. So I want to play those loud and faster than the established tempo. See if I can sing it. Oh, you know what? I'll go. I don't know if that did anything to help you better understand. But you know, I thought it was gonna work. So we're gonna stop here. So this is what I've been working on. Obviously, like I said, the valse, and very briefly, I started working on another Lauro piece, Seis por Derecho. And that one I was struggling with. It was just confusing rhythmically. So I kind of set that aside. But I'm going to want to go back to it because that's a really cool piece I want to learn too. But one at a time. I'm obviously still working on that lullaby, Cancio de Yadre. I think that's how you say it. I'll be playing that on Tuesday too. So I'm going to play the Estudio, a nice slow tempo. I mean, it's an open mic, so I'm not trying to, it's not it's a performance, but, it's a practice performance. So I'm actually all right with messing up and having to start a section over. I actually mentioned that the previous time I played it. Hey, look, this is something I'm working on. There'll be some flubs, but I'm just trying to establish a good tempo and see where it's at the moment. And, everyone was totally all right with that, So that's what I'm going to do. And there's less chance of that happening since it'll be a week more practice. But yeah, that'll help. That'll help. Well, it'll just help. We'll just leave it at that. So thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry I have not streamed more often the last 1-2 weeks. I'll try and get back at it, but there's lots of stuff. I was thinking there's always things I want to do, and it's just never enough time. Okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. I'm saying, okay, well, I can't do everything, so I got to pick and choose. And yeah, so anyways, thank you very much again, once again. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to make a small donation or perhaps subscribe to my Patreon, you could do that too. Be very much appreciated. All right, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you next time.